I think that the Kunik, even though it is kind of the superstar, the rock star of our grouping here, it's still a really nice place to start, because you get all of those, nice, fresh, yet mushroomy flavors, a very creamy texture when left out to sit for an hour or so at room temperature.
I love the smell, that wonderful fresh button mushroom smell of the
Yep.
cheese as well.
And it was really that kind of that mushroom undertone of the cheese that made us terrified of thinking about moving our facility anywhere else. But we were lucky enough to find this old Dude Ranch dining hall that has this giant cellar made out of the exact same stones as our current aging cellar. So that we can really keep the consistency and the aromas of all of our aged cheeses, which was super important. The Kunik is essentially the goat's milk, and that's from our herd that, is leased to farm families. A lot of, because it's a mixed herd, for people that have dogs, it's basically what you call the American breed, which is kind of the mixture of animals. And so there's a lot of funny looking goats that belong to us that have partial ears like the La Manchas, which La Manchas are very well known for being a high butterfat goat. And Nubians, which are a little frail sometimes, both mentally and physically, but when mixed with a stronger animal like a Saanen or a boar goat, then you get some of that genetic vigor from the Saanen and the boar, but you get some of those buttery notes, buttery goat milk notes of the La Manchas and the Nubians. So we try to make sure that there's a nice balance of our herd. We're not trying to create any show goats, but we want goats that are both hardy and can handle living with a group of, maybe 40 or 50 other goats, and that can produce goat's milk that still has that high butterfat quality. And then the cow cream is just a lovely cow cream from a combination of a local dairy farm and then some of our own Jersey girls. And so those are really the milk and cream components of the cheese. People often ask me percentage-wise. Very easy for me to calculate even at this hour of the day for me, because we make the Kunik in 100-gallon batches, which for many of you probably sounds tiny, and I suppose it is, but we do it every day, and sometimes we do it several times a day. So for every 85 gallons of goat's milk, we put in 15 gallons of cream. So it's a fairly heavy amount of cow cream.
Well, it is literally melt in your mouth, creamy. It's got a little bit of tanginess, and one of my favorite beer pairings for goat's milk and this tanginess is a Sierra Nevada Pale Ale, and I've been pairing this up for myself 15 years, and this is no exception. It really goes really well with this particular cheese. You need a little bit of carbonation because there's just so much butter there that it really just fills your mouth of that creaminess, and the beer kind of takes a little bit of that edge off there.
I suggest a Cab Franc with Kunik, but then Lorraine always says that I suggest Cab Franc with everything, so I suppose that doesn't mean much.